Hello everybody, Lord Gigabyte here, and we're going to take a look at a device I built here on my little test world. It is a smelter sorter machine. Not only does it just sort and smelt things, but you can throw anything into this main chest here, and it will sort it, and if it's smeltable, it will smelt it. It doesn't matter if you're throwing in cobblestone, it'll make stone. If you're throwing in stone, it'll make smooth stone. If you throw in stone brick, it'll make cracked brick. If you throw in a sea pickle, you'll get lime dye. If you throw in a wet sponge, you'll get a dry sponge. Terracotta, glass, gold, iron, any of the foods. If it can be cooked, it'll be cooked. If you throw in something that's not cookable, it just, whoa, it comes there. Let me go ahead and take care of that real quick. Let's pull this back in here. Just testing some stuff out. Now, even if you throw in something that's already cooked, it'll pass right through the system, come out in the cooked. Isn't that just amazing? Let's take a look at it from up high. Yeah, it's a little huge. It could probably be condensed. It could maybe even be made more vertical. This is my first try on it. Essentially, if you have built any type of sorting machine in the game, you can see exactly what we're looking at here. Each row going across here detects one particular item. This first row, for instance, filters for raw pork chops, which we've not sent any through the system yet. But when it gets a raw pork chop, it sends it down to this row of hoppers here, which then sends it way down here, around the corner, and down into the top of the furnaces. If it's not a raw pork chop, let's say it's a piece of stripped spruce log, it goes in that bottom one that goes to the furnaces. Let's say you throw an arrow or some already pre-cooked meat in there. It will not get picked up by any of these filters and will continue right along this top row where it goes down and passes below the furnaces, just like all the cooked stuff does. Where if I had had a little more planning, I could have had this on the same height as some of this other stuff. But in this case, we're using an item elevator to pop things up to this chest for buffering, and then into another item sorter where it determines what has been made and where it should belong. This chest here is for something from 1.16 that doesn't exist yet in this 1.15 version. But you could actually build something similar, if on a smaller scale, in your own base, in survival. Very simple. I built a little unit over here. This one's pretty small. This one's used for lava buckets. You can have lava buckets as your fuel, and it will actually return the buckets to you when you're done. That one uses a sorter and a sorter. Let's just throw these in here. Because what this does, it also works as an XP farm. We can put our raw materials in there. Let's do this. Let's give Lord Gigabyte 50 lava buckets. That should be good. And now let's give Lord Gigabyte let's give him 1,000 netherrack. Netherrack. We'll just throw the netherrack right in here. As you can see, it's working its way into the furnaces. We have two options here. we can set it on full auto mode like it is right now. Whereas it finishes smelting another rack, as we can see right here. It spits it out. Oh wait, hold on, I'm sorry. This filter is set for just for steak. There we go. That'll fill into, could be 41, and then it will continue on. That's just how the filter works. Now, it does have to fill the furnace completely, and then the hopper above it will also have to fill completely. So it does take 6 stacks of material before it moves to the second furnace, in this case. But we can also take and set this to be XP by just flipping this lever. And then it locks the hoppers from allowing anything in. I just wanted to show you the mega sorting machine. Something that could easily be built on any survival. Well, maybe not the mega, but the small level one. If you had just a few items to sort. Or if you wanted to build a mega smelter in the nether. 1,000 more. Let's get 5,000 more. Okay. The rest of this, let's just check in here. Okay. See if we got another brick yet. Not yet, getting close. 4. Oh yeah, the only reason it's at 4. Yeah, because we are running on XP mode with our locked hoppers. There we go. Now the second furnace is kicked on. It takes a little while to get the furnaces kicked on. As you can see, we're making another brick. Another rack. Another brick, yes. And the buckets will be ejected. As you can see. So the buckets only get ejected on a full auto mode. But building an item sorter is actually very, very easy. And I can show you how you can build your own item sorter. Then you can take and expand upon it, if you will. Just like one of these. Or something simple that you could build to just automate some smelting. Like one of these. Very, very simple. Oh look, we can see it, the redstone work a little bit. It's working, it's computing. None of these are computing. It must be filtering junk. Or rather not filtering because it's junk. That's probably more like it. Another rack should actually get smelted, so we'll see. Anyhow, let's go ahead and look at what we need to build a quick item sorter. You're going to need a hopper. You're going to need redstone dust. You need a redstone torch. You need a comparator. And a repeater. I generally tend to use iron blocks when I'm building in creative for redstone because the redstone dust itself stands out very nice against the iron blocks. We're also going to use a chest. Chest will serve as our collection area and also as maybe a way to sort more evenly. So where do we begin? First thing, let's start by placing down our chest. Next, we need a hopper to run into our chest. Like so. In this case, I have 2 hoppers running in the back, but it's not really necessary. You can do just one if you wish. But the next hopper up is going to be facing forward. Like this. And then we have the hoppers going in the direction from our main line. So let's say we're going to sort 2 items here. So this is how we'd set up our hoppers. There. We're going to put our input chest right there. That's where we're going to put our materials. Next, we need to set up the redstone that goes behind the units. This is pretty simple. The redstone is going to go behind the hopper that faces towards your chests. It's going to look a little odd because the block that you place it on is going to be at the height directly below it. But the redstone we're going to use is going to affect that hopper right here, even though the block is right here. We're going to start by placing a comparator on this block. We're going to sort 2 items with this, by the way. The comparator will find out if there's an item in this hopper, and if there is, it shall output a redstone signal. From there, we're going to come out 2 more. Drop down 1. And I realize I should have started a little bit higher here. Then you're going to lay them out in a pattern underneath, like so. Okay? Under here, on this spot, we're going to put our repeater. Oops, not in that direction. Sometimes it's easier to do it like this as you build it. There we go. On the back of this block here, we'll go ahead and place a redstone torch. Throw some redstone dust on here. And that's it. Your item sorter has been built. How easy is that? That's extremely simple. Now, how do we set up our filter? That's the next step. How do we want to know what goes in this box and what goes in this box? Start by getting something that's absolutely completely worthless to you. I like to use the stone button. And we'll take it into this hopper. We'll place 1 in each of those right hand 4 spaces. As you can see now, the comparators are on, and they're locking the hopper from doing anything. Now you take what you want to sort into here. Let's say we would like to sort redstone into this one. And we're going to sort, oh, I don't know, let's change this though. Let's get stone and some, let's get cobblestone and something else. Doesn't matter. Let's get stone. And we'll get granite. We want all the granite to go into this one. We want all the stone to go into this one. And that's it. That's how your filter sets up. Now there is an odd situation when it comes to these filters. For the comparator to send out enough signal, the more of an item that's in the hopper, the longer the redstone signal gets. So for this to unlock the hopper with another opposite signal, it actually needs 42 of the item in the filter. Let's watch. As you can see, the hopper starts taking the items from the chest. And it goes right here into the stone one. Nothing's going into here. When it gets to 41, number 42 will go into our chest. Oh, look. 41, 42. If we look in our chest, there it goes. Now you see the granite's being taken. And it also is getting into here. Watch till it gets to 41. And there we go. And now the granite's going into here. Now let's go ahead and give Lord Gigabyte a whole bunch of stone. Let's just do 500. And let's give me 500 granite. Oop, that's not how you spell granite. There we go. We're going to put them in a random way up in here. Let's say it's like you're just throwing a bunch of materials in from a mining mission. Look at all that stuff. But as you can see, they're only going into the chest that they belong in. And you can see the redstone working its magic. Now, potentially, if you were to see how it unlocks it when it comes on, there we go. Potentially, you could lessen this number that you need in your filter from 41 to something smaller by removing this back block right here and only going 1 deep. The problem with that is when you get to a point where things get full and start to overflow, the device, the machine will lock up and start causing some problems. By having this extra length out here, it actually makes it jam-proof. So if you ever need to make a sorter or a sorting system, either on a small scale or a massive scale, or even with a more of a utility look, a utility need, that's how you can build a sorter. Now we can take all these out and get all the XP, or we can literally flush the system. Watch them all pouring into here in just a moment. Check on our sorter, see if we have 42 back here. Oh, we're still stuck full of steak. And there's the 42. And now we're flushing all that netherrack into the chest. How about that? And there you go. I hope you enjoyed. Oh, also one thing you can do with that is something that I set up here. You could make a farm, and you can flush your farm, and you can also sort with the farm. But there's lots of things you can do with a sorter, lots of things you can do with it. Next time you need to figure out where things are supposed to go, there you go. Build yourself a filter system. This has been a quick redstone tutorial by Lord Gigabyte. Until next time, so long.